Canada Heights in Kent hosts round 3 of the 2021 Revo ACU British Motocross Championship, fueled by Gulf Race Fuels. The Revo 7 Kawasaki squad enter the event battered and bruised, but ready to do battle. After a third place finish at round 1 and an 8th overall at round 2, Dylan Walsh finds himself 7 points behind a series leader Tommy Searle. In order to gain championship advantage, the Kiwi will have to duel with the MX1 veterans. Round 3 also sees the return of James Dunn. It's set to be a busy day for the Revo 7 Kawasaki team.
So we're back for round 3 of the British Championship, which we did not think we were going to make after last weekend. But we'll put that one behind us. Luckily Dylan's alright and fit and well, and we've also got James Dunn back, so he's going to give it a go, see how he feels, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so we're here at Canada Heights today for round 3 of the Revo British ACU Championship, and yeah, obviously unfortunately I crashed at the first round, first lap, so that didn't go too well, and had a bit of injury to my hip and another concussion banged my head. So yeah, that was unfortunate. It took a lot longer than I thought to get over that concussion, but I feel much better now the last couple of weeks. And yeah, hopefully we can just get through the day here today and build on that for the rest of the year.
So last weekend Dylan had a pretty horrific crash past the pit lane where he hit one of the braking bumps and it just pitched him over the bars at probably 40 plus mile an hour. There wasn't a lot left of the bike and we suspected a broken leg, but on the medical examination, luckily it was just a haematoma to his calf, so he's rested it, ice bathed it this week, and he's done a lot of spinning on his bike to try and get the blood flowing, and so far so good. We rode the bike, we made a lot of changes this week with the bike to make him more comfortable with the engine and the calibration, so he rode Friday and he's pretty happy now. It feels a lot more like the way his training bike rides, so hopefully we're on for this weekend.
Yeah, obviously last weekend I had a pretty big crash and pretty bruised and battered, but yeah, I did a lot of recovery this week to get ready for this weekend, so obviously I'm not 100%, but I'm here, so I'm stoked on that, and yeah, it should be a good day.
There's still a lot of competition. Obviously Simpson's started to get into the groove a bit, so I wouldn't count any of them boys out just yet, but let's see how this weekend goes.
The MX1 class are hitting the track next for their first moto of the day. A number of riders will be looking to establish themselves as championship contenders here at round 3, who will be able to overcome adversity and gain control of the series. We are about to find out.
5 second ward. Who's going to get to the gate first? The gate is going to drop now. Who's going to fly? Let's have a look. Dylan Walsh is out the gate, 53. But it's Jake Millward by the looks of things. Millward, Tommy Searle second. Third, is that Dylan Walsh in 4th, I think, on the Kawasaki.
Jake Millward, Tommy Searle, Dylan Walsh 3rd. It was Dan Thornhill with a great start ahead of his teammate Harry Koulas there. So the two Kawasaki Yamahas.
So now we've got a race on. Dylan Walsh has got out the gate in 3rd, so we know the speed he's got. Simpson's through. Sean Simpson's on the charge.
Walsh is about to have his hands full with Koulas and Simo.
So keep an eye on Sean Simpson. He's the one moving at the moment. I'm sure Tommy Searle will be aware that Simpson didn't get the start.
Look at
Simpson made a move on Koulas.
Up the inside
Simpson
of Koulas
just dived down.
So like you said, Rog, Simpson is the man on the move.
Be interesting to see the lap times for Sean Simpson, because he is charging now, absolutely flying through. Aggressive. That's what we've been missing in the first couple of races we've seen Sean. He hasn't had that aggression to make a pass.
He is feeling it, Roger. He just laid it flat over that downhill tabletop.
Not bad for a 32-year-old, is it?
Absolutely not.
Dylan Walsh better look out, because Sean's coming through one way or another, that's for sure.
Down into the Scott Sports turn at the bottom end of the circuit. It's still quite wet down there, and then into the rollers. A key section of the track. If you can get these right.
Jake Millward leaps uphill. Tommy Searle's a little bit closer this time. Walsh, Simpson, Koulas losing a bit of ground on those, and then the rest coming through with Dan Thornhill next. Here comes Simpson. Look, scrubs his way up there.
Simo is feeling the flow today, Roger. We've not seen this Sean Simpson so far this season.
Wow.
Absolutely not.
Simpson takes a wide line down there and sweeps round on Dylan Walsh and gets to Duran.
Walsh shuts the door there and hangs on to third place for now. Like you said, Roger, I think Tommy, Dylan and Sean are all too concerned about each other, which is playing into the hands of Jake Millward, and he's able to run away with things at the front of the pack.
Simpson's right back on Walsh. Third and fourth place, Sean Simpson right alongside Dylan Walsh now. And look at the drive he gets coming out up towards the hill. Simpson making a move on Dylan Walsh again, but Walsh has got it covered. Simo's going to go around the outside.
Can Walsh shut the door?
Yeah! Oh! Down Simpson goes. I don't think you can blame Dylan Walsh for that. Sean went for it round that turn.
So Walsh hangs on to third then.
Which means Harry Koulas now moves up a position into fourth. So Dylan Walsh, well, obviously feeling no ill effects of last week's massive crash where he threw it down the track, big style.
That's a miraculous recovery he's made there, because that looked like a nasty one.
Yeah, because it is rough out there. Everyone's saying it's so fast. It's a different type of rough. It's fast without being sort of rutty that we normally see.
Walsh through the rollers, his favourite section of the track.
So Millward, huge.
Oh,
Walsh, this
Walsh
spot, wow.
into second, what a move.
Walsh just jumped straight past Tommy, took him by surprise. Tommy was mugged there completely because Dylan Walsh jumped past him mid-air. 2-lap board for Jake Millward. Now then, that's going to fire him up because he's got a good gap at the front. It was 2.8, it's now 3.8. So Millward's taken a second out of everybody.
2, 3 and 4 all in the same corner, and look at that, Roger. Sean Simpson is not too far behind either.
3.8, that's a massive gap. Just keeping it tight. As we say, what is he thinking at the moment?
Walsh,
down
Walsh
Walsh and
and
Searle. Wow, Walsh and Searle touched, and they're both down in the orchard. Searle back up quickest of the two. But both down. It's going to be a win for Jake Millward for Birdie Substance KTM. And Millward takes the win.
What a ride.
Second place, Sean Simpson for SS24. And third, Harry Koulas, Pabst Green's present Yamaha. And Dylan Walsh, who was getting close. He was second and he was going for first, but eventually brings it home in fifth.
Yeah, I didn't really get the best of starts. Made quick passes at the start. Got to third, just couldn't find my way around Tommy. Finally made it stick, and then I made a mistake. He got into my back wheel and he tried to cut under me and he caught my back wheel. We both went down, and yeah, that's racing, yeah, but it was not too bad.
Dylan didn't have a half bad start, and he ran pretty much third for most of the race, managed to get the second. Fortunately, he had a bit of a coming together with Tommy Searle at the end. Tommy clattered his back wheel and they both went down, just one of those racing incidents. There was another little episode with obviously Dylan and Sean on track. I think where Sean tried to go around the outside of him and come off the worst, so it's one of the, again, probably just one of them racing incidents. Riders see it differently.
Yeah, first race is a bit of a bummer. I had a good jump, but then I messed up the first couple of laps pretty bad, and then I was settled into a nice rhythm and then had a problem with the bike there. I think it's some electrical problem, so yeah, it's a bit annoying. I had to do an effort, but try again next race.
James, unfortunately, had got a good start, hasn't raced for, this is his first actual race in 2 years, so he had quite a good start and held a reasonable pace, but unfortunately we had a electronic issue with the standard ECU on the bike because he was just running his practice bike today, just to feed himself back into racing. So it's been unfortunate. We'll try and resolve that for him now and hopefully have a better Moto 2.
Yeah, he's going alright. Don't know what happened. Him and Simpson had a coming together. I think Simpson had a bit of a go at him, but like Dylan said, Dylan went inside, he went outside, lines crossed, so you're defending inside, then racing's racing. And then from what we know, apparently I had Tommy's vlogging crew come up to me and say that Dylan was dirty, but like I said to him, rubbing's racing, and at the end of the day I'm pretty sure Tommy would do exactly the same thing. So apparently Dylan reckons there was nothing dirty about it, and Tommy hit his back wheel when he tried to go down the inside, but to be honest, I don't really care. We're here to do our job and they can do theirs. So.
MX1 Race 2 is up next and we are expecting fireworks. Will another new face find his way to the top step? Or can the championship veterans fend off the new school attacks. The intensity is high, the pressure is on, and the anticipation is through the roof for the final gate drop of the day. The revs are up, heads are down, and the gates have dropped. MX1 Race 2 is on.
There goes the gate. Let's see who's got the start. Dylan Walsh, I think it is. Millward Walsh. That's who it is. Dylan Walsh first. Brad Todd's in there.
I think Jake Millward up in the mix as well. Roger around the outside on that verdict sorts KTM.
So Millward definitely fired up to repeat that race 1 victory.
See James Dunn up there in the mid-pack on the Revo 7 Kawasaki machine, Dylan Walsh's teammate. But it's the Kiwi, Dylan Walsh, leading the way at the moment. The 2019 MX2 British champion at the front of the pack.
Yeah, Dylan Walsh, we said if he got out the gate first, he would take some catching. That's exactly what he's done. He is going to get his head down now. He's going to try and break a gap to give himself a comfortable race as he heads up now. He goes down to the far drop side of the circuit there, down towards the car park, turn back up towards us. Here he comes. Dylan Walsh it is who leads.
His speed for the rollers there, Roger, that was insane.
So it's so fast at the front there. Dylan Walsh, though, with that 5-second gap already, and we're only 2.5 laps into the race. So Walsh doing exactly what he has to, riding for the Revo 7 Kawasaki team. There he is on the number 53. Head down, clear track, stretch away at the front.
That was the line that Sean Simpson was using in race 1, going
right up on the bank.
Right up on the bank, yeah. Yep. Keeping low over the jump.
So Dylan Walsh, if you remember, he had a massive crash last weekend where he literally cartwheeled down the track at the MX Nationals. A lot of people didn't even expect him to be here today, let alone be out the front.
He came in battered and bruised, but here he is at the front of the pack.
Dylan Walsh carries on. He's just done the fastest lap with a 2:04.8, giving him 8.5 seconds of a lead. So look how deep the ruts are now, massive on the turns. In fact, it's not going to be long. Simpson is going to go past Brad Todd on the downhill turn, I'm sure.
Walsh hanging off the back of his Revo 7 Kawasaki through the rollers and up over the tunnel jump.
2-lap board, 4.7 seconds it was. What's it going to be now? The gap, 3.6, another second goes.
Game time, race time.
3 seconds, 2 laps. Can he do it?
Harry is lapping a second quicker than Dylan at the moment. A second a lap quicker than Dylan Walsh.
It's going to be mighty close. Sean Simpson goes by Liam Knight, moves up another place, so Simpson goes 5.
We're on the last lap now. Dylan Walsh powers down the hill for the final time this weekend. He has control of the race lead, a 2.2 second advantage over Harry Koulas. But Harry is charging hard on this final lap. Half a lap to go for Dylan Walsh then. Some lap traffic to deal with as he heads towards the far section of the track.
So this is it now, just the uphill section to come for Dylan Walsh, number 53, for the Revo 7 Kawasaki team. Here they come, Dylan Walsh now. I think he's got enough in hand as he goes down for the final time round the rutted left-hand turn before launching himself uphill. Koulas is close, the closest he's been, but not enough, because Dylan Walsh is going to bring it home for the Revo 7 Kawasaki team and take victory here in race 2 at Canada Heights for the MX1 450 class. Dylan Walsh wins. Second place, Harry Koulas for the Cab Screens Crescent Yamaha squad. And we're then looking for the number 100. Tommy Searle.
How's it feel, mate? Getting a good W?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'm stoked on that one. It's good to whole shot, prove that the bike's better, and just stamp it down that I'm still in it for the fight. So we took a chunk out of the lead, so I'm stoked heading into Fox Hills, one of my favourite tracks. I got a shout out to Goggle Bob at Goggle Tech for sorting me out the goggles all weekend. And last minute rush, but he got it sorted, and proved to be a good choice.
First race back, how's it feel?
Yeah, it's nice to finally obviously get a race under my belt, but yeah, just a lot to work on still. I think it's a bit of a struggle, but can only just keep racing and hopefully yeah, keep improving every round.
How does it feel? Like we're back.
First one on the MX1 machine.
Yeah, and that'll be many more to come. I need to break the cycle, and we broke it today, so I think there's a few unhappy people that Dylan led and set the fastest lap of the race, and we'll go from there.
Great ending to the day after Moto 2, really pleased really. Going into Moto 2 a little bit unsure after the what happened in the first Moto, and unfortunately we lost a 4-point swing to Tommy, taking us to 9 points deficit. Moto 2 was a great start for Dylan. He whole shotted, took the lead from the start and really distanced himself by up to 9 seconds I think, and finally finished with a win, got the monkey off his back like he said. Tommy finished third, so we managed to take another 5 points out of it, which is good. Unfortunately if we'd probably took the 4 in the morning we'd have been level pegging now, but I'll go away with 4-point deficit. That's really good for us for Dylan. James had a great second moto, his first proper race in 2 years, so it was good for him to get a reasonable result and get some laps under his belt. So looking forward now to Fox Hills.
Yeah, today was a pretty solid day for me and the team. We made good bike changes, and yeah, they've proven to work really well. And qualifying was pretty good, third and not far off pole. Second moto I put the scoot back on, whole shotted and led the race start to finish for second overall. So the overall would have been ideal, but it is what it is, and yeah, it's good to get that monkey off my back and close the points down.
The Revo 7 Kawasaki team showed the worth of their character this weekend. Dylan Walsh managed to deal with the pain to walk away with second overall on the day, keeping him well and truly in the title fight. The team will return to battle again at Fox Hills for round 4.